Gotcha.
I mean, I don't have to start this way. You see this way. Peace and welcome. This is your brother, old guy from Uncensored Truth Podcast, sitting beside my co-host.
What it do? This is Sam Ant Viral Hip Hop News. You are on the Uncensored Truth Live. We are in the building, man. What it do? Oh God, what's good? What's good, man?
What's going on, man? Just chilling today. Want to let all the family know before we even get started. Go into the description box and make sure you go purchase our first original coffee blend right here, Darren's Coffee. Our hip hop coffee blend. The link is right at the top of the description box.
Yes,
Check
sir.
it out
Yes, sir.
right now.
Indeed, indeed. But let's get into the news right now. Diddy and Steph Curry. Now, we all know that they were real front runners in the Carolina Panthers bidding. We all know a couple months ago, Diddy went on his IG and said he will be going out to try to buy the Carolina Panthers, and he will be putting Colin Kaepernick in the running for starting quarterback with the Carolina Panthers. Well, it comes out today that they are out of the running today. I'll read a little bit of the excerpt, and then we can get into our 1-2. So apparently they were in with another third party. That would be billionaire Michael Rubin. If we don't know that name, he was in with Meek Mill front and center with him trying to get free. He is one of the co-owners of the Philadelphia 76ers. Well, billionaire founder, like I said, of online sports merchandising Fanatics, after bidding ran up to a record-breaking $2.5 billion, Rubin apparently dropped out. Now, according to ESPN, Rubin remains interested in the potential purchase with an anonymous source, alleging that he may go higher than his original bid for the right price. The accuracy of the record-breaking price also remains unconfirmed, but currently the Panthers franchise is valued at $2.3 billion, according to Forbes. Now, it hasn't been confirmed that Diddy or Steph Curry still are in the running of buying it, or they still want to buy it. Now, that third party, I guess, was a major backing in that. But what do you think of the situation, Diddy and Steph Curry out for the Carolina Panthers?
Well, you had a lot of people kind of saying from the beginning they thought it was like, a joke that they wouldn't let Diddy even buy a team. If we look at the NFL, we look at the disparity. There are no, black owners in the NFL. So, it is a testament to how far we still have yet to go. And I think it's like 60 or even more % of the players are African American or black, or whatever descent you want to call it. And none of us own the game. We draw most of the revenue. You know what I mean? To the sport. The players, obviously. So it's like that's what people come to watch. So I don't know, they're not giving the exact reason, but they're saying kind of like Rubin kind of just like cut them out and just said, you know what, it wouldn't be a good look, and I'm just going to, go with somebody else and get the team, myself.
That's what it looks like.
Right.
I mean, he's in there with another party. But let's get away from Rubin for 1 second. Let's talk about Diddy and Steph Curry, because between the two of them, I mean, this obviously well known on Forbes magazine that Diddy's close to being a billionaire, and we all see these 100% exclusive contracts with the NBA, 100% guaranteed, and these brothers are hitting close to $250 million contracts. So why is it out of the ordinary that these two moguls themselves combined with another mogul, i.e. a Jay-Z or someone else like a LeBron James or someone with enough financial backing for that to be able to happen outside of a Michael Rubin? Why do they need the Michael Rubin? Why can't they do that themselves, in your opinion?
I don't really know why, we haven't seized the opportunity, to own more teams. I know maybe it's more so of a systematic approach not to let us own these type of teams because we got people with the money.
Right.
You know what I mean? And just recently we're seeing more and more, people that are approaching that billionaire mark. And even if you're close to that, like you could bind your power together, like a Steph Curry and a Diddy, and maybe let's say a Jay-Z, they should be able to, do that, because some of these teams are not just individual owners. They have like, groups of people, that own them, certain sports. So
are you saying there's collusion within the NFL to keep your Diddy's and your Steph Curry's out of ownership? Do you think there's something within the inner circle to try to keep these owners like your Diddy's, like these kind of people outside of the box?
You know what I mean? Ask yourself the question, why has it been any black owners, in the NFL and all this time?
Well, I mean, your first excuse was money. I mean, then you had no one with the financial backup, but now we see people like your Diddy's, like your Steph Curry's, with people that they're coming to the table with some major dollar, but we always had that third party, your Michael Rubins, for example, that have to be in there to be almost that deal cutter. Why can't we go and do that ourselves?
It's not always about money. You know what I mean? It's about power. It's about control. You can have all the money in the world, but they still not going to let you. I remember Jay-Z had he even talked about it in one of his songs. He tried to move it to a neighborhood, and they didn't let him move into their neighborhood. They were just unwelcoming. He could have probably still moved there, but who wants to move somewhere where you're not welcome?
Right.
So just the politics and everything behind, everything we've seen that, yeah, it could be a systematic approach can be done to keep people from doing stuff.
Facts on that. Facts on that.
You know?
You got anything? Well, let's see what we else got going on right now. I want to talk about Suge Knight for a second because it kind of goes along the line of what we're talking about right now. If y'all don't know what's going on with Suge Knight, he's lost yet another defense lawyer. This would be his 15th in running now. Apparently, Dominique Banno's Knight's lawyer was released by Judge Ronald C. Cohen after a conflict of interest was cited. She is the 15th defense lawyer Knight has lost over 3 years leading up to his off-delayed trial. 15th.
Wow.
Now, in the situation, we all know Suge Knight sitting in jail pending murder. All know what happened with the hit and run incident.
Right.
We all know how he's a long-time villain, CEO of Death Row Records, made tons of money, but definitely villainized, and some of it deservingly so. But we look in a situation where, and I may be naive to the situation, you can call me crazy or not, correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, you have a right to an attorney, and if an attorney, you can't afford one, one's appointed to you. Well, this brother tried to get 15 of them motherfuckers, and now all of a sudden they're telling him he can't have them. That makes no sense to me. You try to help me with that situation.
Yeah, I think, Suge Knight's done, man. I mean,
Facts.
I think, he done so much, and I mean, I'm not, glorifying it or nothing, but I think he just done so much at this point in time, where he just done a lot of shit. To whereas, they're not going to give him a fair chance in the system. You know what I mean? Everybody's seen a video and stuff like that, but he's done a lot over all the way up from Tupac to now. You know what I mean? A bully, in the sense of the word. So
So you think there's collusion out there to take him out? You think that it doesn't matter what's going on. Suge Knight's getting buried underneath the jail.
Right.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Because we did see a report that his girl, she may be seeing time now. I did a report on that maybe a month or so ago, where she was helping him out with third-party phone calls and things like that.
Right.
And she's about to see time because she wasn't supposed to help him. So I mean, explain that situation to me, man. Like that shit's crazy. They really seem like they're trying to get him up out of that situation. They're trying to get him out. Right.
Definitely. But yeah, man, I hope the best for the brother at the end of the day.
Right.
You know what I mean? Suge Knight, again, it is not really much to say on Suge Knight. We'll see what happens when that, when the verdict comes out, definitely.
Facts on that.
Yes, sir. But if you move forward, though, somebody they are trying to give 5 years to is DMX. He's looking at a 5-year prison sentence now for the tax evasion case down there. Now, we know that from me doing the stories in the past on Hip Hop News Uncensored, what DMX was doing to kind of try to hide the money, what he would do was funnel his money through his lawyers, like the different royalty check, instead of him putting it into his bank account. This is what they're alleging, that he would put the different money through his lawyers, and they will give him the cash and whatever percentages, they worked out. But what the prosecution is now saying is that, look, I don't care if you're a celebrity, you're trying to bend the rules of the system. You're giving dirty drug tests, you're wilding out, you're not trying to pay taxes. We want to give you, really he was facing 40 years. But now they're saying, like, look, we want to give you 5. Like, we want you to, pay for what you've done. We don't give a damn if you're DMX. That's pretty much what they're saying in layman's terms. What do you think about DMX and his struggles? Because you definitely came up listening to DMX.
DMX was my dog. You know what I mean? It's dark as hell, it's hot. You know what I mean? DMX was my dude. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna ask you a question real quick. Does tax have a color? Does tax see race? Because I think if you don't pay your taxes, I don't think they don't care who you are. They'll throw your ass under the jail at the end of the day.
I mean, yeah.
You know what I mean? And then we're caught in situations like we alluded to months and months ago, how we're not schooled early on with financial literacy. And we don't understand it. We get all these multitudes of money. But at the end of the day, you got Uncle Sam that's going to recoup on the back end, and they're going to want their money. And we sitting here, we live way beyond our means. We spend, don't save, don't put anything in right situations. We got the wrong teams in our circle, people mooching off of us. He knows his prior drug situations and his addictions. That shit costs money. You know what I mean? So there was no one ever in a lot of these people's circles to properly teach them the literacy behind taking care of your taxes, taking care of these situations. So, I mean,
still, it's like, at some point, you gotta take it upon yourself. I understand what you're saying with that, and I get it, but it's still like, we can't keep giving these dudes outs, man. This dude at one point said he had $40 million. Obviously, he has a problem. You know what I mean? He said that a million times, but it's like, we do need that, though. We do need that in our community, but it's like, yo, somebody at this point, like, yo, come on, smarten up. Let's do the right thing.
So are you saying jail is justified for DMX right now?
No, I'm not saying jail. First of all, I don't believe in jail in a lot of situations. That brother needs rehabilitation. I actually read a story last year where it was a rumor saying that Jay-Z was going to put like $1 million to try to develop and get DMX, rehabilitated. But, he got a problem, man. He's been struggling with it, so he's going to have to look inside himself and say, "Look, I don't want to do it no more." Hopefully, maybe sometimes jail does, they're sober for a amount of time. They might not go back to it. That's the only thing about the jail, but I don't think it's not really set up for rehabilitation.
Now, I completely agree with you. I completely agree with you with that. And the last thing anybody wants to see is DMX with jail time. But I'm gonna play devil's advocate real quick to those naysayers out there that we're gonna have in the comment section and shout out to them. We need all of that, and you know what I mean, what's going on. To those people that say DMX has had chance after chance after chance, rehab after rehab, when is he gonna learn? Is jail the only option for him? Which I don't believe so, because he's such an intricate and real, just in-depth brother. He has so much to give out here to these people, you know what I mean, doing the right thing. But at the end of the day, he is facing 5 years. So what is the option for DMX? To those people who would ask you and combat the what they're already been, he's already gotten help. He's already gotten all of these outlets. What is left for DMX to do? What do you say to them people?
Well, DMX gonna have to get himself together. Obviously, he fell off. He fell from grace. He admitted it. He's gonna have to again look inside, himself. He still has a big fan base out there that's very loyal. If you didn't know, he's still very popular, and people still will book DMX. But maybe this time that he's gonna sit down. I think he's sentenced sometime next week. Maybe this time that he's gonna sit will, since he don't have access to those drugs, hopefully in prison, how prison is, that he can clear his mind and say, look, this is what I got to do, because this is leaving, me to a path of, destruction. Everybody's saying the mic is low and the mic is as loud as it could be. So I don't know.
Yeah, they keep saying it. I got you.
Turn up a little more. That better, everybody? Or that might be a little better there.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Turn my compression down. Gotcha.
All right, good. So hopefully that's better for everybody right there. But while we're in the intermission real quick, make sure y'all go into the description box right now and go buy your our first official coffee blend right here. It's right in the description box, and we will leave the link in the chat room also. Okay, they're saying it's better.
Yes,
cool,
sir.
Cool. Also, make sure you hit the like button and share. Let's get it.
Absolutely. You are on the Uncensored Truth Sandman God podcast live from Viral Hip Hop News and Hip Hop News Uncensored. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you go to the description box and hit all the links in there for the Darren's Coffee, all the channels we got going on. We're in the building, man. We are cooking. We appreciate each and every one of y'all right now. Yeah, man, we're in here talking about DMX, the tax situation. We see a lot of people in there. I had someone ask me, Viral Hip Hop News, is jail the worst place on earth? Well, I ask you, brother or sister, whoever asked that, you find me a place worse. You give me a place where they take away absolute all your freedom, strip you of your manhood, womanhood, strip you of humanity, and just degrade you at all levels, mentally and physically. You find me a worse place in prison.
Check this out, though. Let's go into the monetization of the prison real quick. What are you talking about? Who's that person anyway? Anyway, look, they monetize the phones. They monetize. I mean, it used to be a time where you can just, send your food, the phone calls. I'm not sure if they was always charged, but everything right now is prison for profit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that whole aspect right there just disqualifies. You got certain countries that don't even have that type of system set up, and the crime is low. We can get into that all day long, but prison is the worst place simply because they take your freedom. That's just one thing. For something, most of the time, that's a nonviolent crime. That's a whole nother topic.
Absolutely, in itself. I mean, well, we can talk about the main event right now because everyone sees what our titles are. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Tekashi 6ix9ine. Definitely, he had an interview with the Breakfast Club. We all seen it. We all have mixed reviews on it. This is my first time, honestly, hearing from this young dude. To be perfectly honest with you, I've heard all the things. A lot of them negative. Obviously, we both have. So we had our predisposed kind of, feeling toward the dude. But seeing him on there and seeing how he handled himself, I have to admit to you, he kind of surprised me in a lot of ways. And so the Breakfast Club surprised me too, because it didn't seem like they were prepared as much as they should have been getting ready for that, that young dude. So why don't you talk a little bit about Tekashi, and let's get into that Breakfast Club interview. Did he gain fans? Did he gain some kind of relevance to you? What do you think about that young dude right now?
Yeah, well, I share the same exact sentiments. Not that we want to agree on everything, but we never agree on everything.
Hell no.
You know what I mean? We always argue with different things, but he definitely shocked me, man. He came out, and because I was just kind of listening, like I seen like the little clips he put up, and I kind of like was going, everybody going in on him. Now, I'm not saying that he's not putting himself in harm's way, but I think he knows exactly what he's doing. He's a little bit smarter than we give him credit for. You know what I mean? He's actually a genius in a sense, because what he's doing right now is working for him. You know, he has Billboard hits, and he's not really a mumble rapper. Now, is he doing something what they call fuck shit? I think so, yeah. Is he really a blood? I don't know. I'm not into the gang life like that. You know what I mean? But that, as far as the panel, the Breakfast Club panel, I mean, that was one of the worst, I think, because it almost seemed like they came in like on an ambush and got totally destroyed by this young man. They didn't really, you know, they were underestimating. It's almost like you go into a fight and you come in there with a plan to beat this dude up, and he rips you. You know what I mean?
And you know what's funny? You said fight because it reminded me of Tyson Holyfield 1. You know what I mean? It was crazy because everyone thought Tyson was gonna go out there and whip Holyfield's ass. Everybody thought it was gonna be a first round knockout. Everyone knew Charlamagne the God, DJ Envy, Angela Yee were gonna go out there and shred this young dude because we see him on IG. We see how the ignorance comes out, and he overtalked him. He'd seen a lot of people in the comments say, "Well, all he did was overtalk. All he did was overtalk." That's a power technique. You know, that's something that he was taught. He avoided every gang question that slipped him like Mayweather. You know what I mean? Who knows if he's really a gang, but he always kind of eluded that question, and they never kind of seemed to gain a way to get him to answer or to get him to kind of shy away from it. And then when they brought in his OG, and I want to play a little bit of the clip, we're going to play a couple little excerpts from it. But when the OG came on, it kind of confirmed everything I was thinking. Now, this dude was probably, his father died, so he grew up young, he grew up gritty. You know what I mean? He probably was a nerd kind of growing up, but he always had a slick mouth and knew how to get under people's skin. They utilized that mixed with the culture that he was under and knew that he can gravitate to any one of them because he just had the gift of the gab and all that stuff because the boy does. And they used that toward their advantage. They told the line as hard as they could because dude clearly said, hey, he never hurt nobody. He never portrayed violence. He never did this. So he's portraying the thug, the hard lifestyle. He's painting that picture, but at the end of the day, giving himself that out if anything were to happen to him for lawsuits, for little things like that. So he's protected. You know what I mean? He knows what lines to tote him, which ways to push. And we see he's getting grown men out here pissed off and upset. And when he said it, I was like, damn, like that little dude is right. Like he's really out. He's 21 years old, rainbow hair, rainbow teeth. Who really should give a fuck about what he's saying or what he's doing? Now, I get the whole gang culture and checking in. We talked about that. Houston ain't no joke. You better check in when you do that kind of stuff, especially when you repping colors and things like that. I completely understand that repertoire. And he should have, one of his OGs should have came and maybe checked it for him and had that situation rectified so he shouldn't get as much heat. Because we both talked about he's also is playing a real dangerous game. But you got to give it up to that little dude, man, because like you said, Breakfast Club went in there for an ambush and they got counterpunched, man. And now he's even hotter because of it. Hotter because of it.
Yeah, definitely way hotter because of it. And you know, one thing Charlamagne did say, and one thing Tekashi said, he was like, it's gimmicky, and we got to talk about what he's putting out there because it's like he even said it himself, like everywhere I go, I'm gonna get a police escort. So what's really gonna happen to him? Not to say he's invincible. I'm not saying that, but he understands the climate. I think that when he gets off the plane, that he can order a police escorts to take him anywhere through any city, and we know that the police run all this at the end of the day. So show me a gang that's fucking with the police.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's just what it is. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. Also, before I turn it over to you, I want to tell everybody go to the chat room right now and go hit the link right there and buy our first official product, our hip hop coffee blend. Right now, the link is in the description box and it will be in the chat room right now. Buy it. Let's go.
I had one of my commenters, I believe it was Jabari Wilson, shout out. He said, fuck that, age does not matter. He said we were wrong. Once you claim colors, age is out the window. What do you think about that comment? That's an interesting statement. Once you start repping colors and once you represent that culture, age is thrown out the window. So you out here portraying something that you're not. I mean, that makes it even worse in that situation. But I mean, with all that being said, he does seem real confident. So does he have, what kind of protection does he have behind him?
I mean, he's claiming blood. You know what I mean? I know cats that, bang in that lifestyle. We all know cat. In Jersey, it's heavy blood. You know what I mean? So, it is. If he's saying that and he's claiming it, then I think he has what he has. Let me keep it a buck with you. I think he got his protection. So I don't really know no cats that play with the gang stuff like that.
Right.
I'm sure you have rappers out there that's faking it. I'm sure you do. I'm not sure if he's one of them. You know what I mean? But from what I hear, behind the scenes, I'm pretty sure he's well connected in the streets. You know what I mean? From what I hear, real talk.
So you thinking that brother's really affiliated? Is what you just said?
I think so. Yes.
I think that's kind of crazy. I don't know about all that.
I mean, so you think that he's out here just faking it, going everywhere?
I mean, well, you explained the fact that he had the Crip stuff on there first with the blue, and then he has the blood stuff on. How can you represent both sides? And then he said something alluded to another gang, I think, within the Mexican culture. I don't know too much about it, and I'm not going to misquote anybody, but I've seen a lot of people in my comments saying you can't rep that on top of the fact of rep blood. Like, if you're Mexican, you're not supposed to do that. So he does a lot of conflicting shit that it seems like, and that's where the Breakfast Club may have called him on, because he did start catching up and switching up stories and saying little things, and they kind of maybe wanted to shut him up. That will kind of expose that situation, because like you said, so you're saying that it's real, it's not a gimmick.
I don't know for sure, but me personally, I don't think, I know a couple things behind the scenes. I don't think that is fake. He might, I mean, what are we looking at? Because he's what, Latino, Mexican, can't be a blood.
Nah, I'm not saying that. Nah,
and this is the culture that we birth, not us particular, but like the tattoos all over their body, over their face, don't care. You know what I mean? He's never going to get a job. He's got 6'9" on his face. So he's like, what I mean? This is what America is right now. He represents the youth to a certain extent. It just is what it is. Not all, but a portion of it is just wild and crazy.
Well, let's get on the youth topic for a minute, because he's definitely running the youth right now. And we checked out a couple of his videos after watching the Breakfast Club interview. And we've seen it. It's blooded out. The message isn't the most positive. And now we see him. He's out here self-made, like he alluded to. He's making money. He's doing his things. Everything's self-made. He has a voice out here. What kind of messages he's sending to the youth and sending to his people by repping this kind of stuff? What is he doing? Really,
he's doing the same thing that damn near all other rappers came up. That's not on, all of them kind of came in with that. Not necessarily the gang stuff, but like the the violence. He got guns in the videos, the drugs. That's just what it is. Not saying that this is, it's been corrupted. Hip hop's been corrupted, we know, but if we're going to criticize him, we got to criticize the game. We got to criticize even Nipsey Hussle. I saw somebody leave a comment that said, yeah, Nipsey's on the positive stuff and we salute it. But they said when he raps, he rapping that gangster shit too.
Okay.
So what message, how do we put it on the scale to see which one is more powerful? Like if you say that I'm going to go give 20,000 back to the hood to give some book bags out, but my song gets 400 million views and I'm talking about shooting motherfuckers. So which one weighs heavier? You know what I mean? What do you think about that?
I think it's interesting, and when you were talking, it brings up a question, because you see your Bobby Smurters, you see people out here right now that perpetuate that stuff in their videos, and they sitting behind bars right now. Kodak Black, you know what I mean? They perpetuate this stuff and they sitting behind bars. Yeah, we see this young dude doing it and throwing it out wildly like the Wild Wild West. Yeah, he's sitting here safe. Yeah, he's sitting here still getting police escorts and still getting little things like that. So it goes to show you, and he's real. I mean, his mouth is real slick. Like, you ain't that slick for no reason. You know what I mean? And just to get on, like you said, with the message and how much money he's bringing in, because he talked about it. He throws 5,000 here to this school, 5,000 here to this school. That almost makes it worse. That almost makes you more like your Nino Brown, because you're showing him what you can do with that drug money. You giving them turkeys back to the hood. And I mean, and it's good in hindsight. But at the end of the day, what do you really represent? You making that kid want to go grab that red flag, as opposed to grabbing the computer and showing him the way to monetize something and really grow a business. You know what I mean? And I get what you're trying to do, and that's the people in his circle, and that's the negative and disgusting game, which is music. You know what I mean? They grabbed him in a situation where he was nothing. Like I said, they seen his strengths and they worked on that, and they turned him into what he is right now. And it's a monster. Do you see longevity in Tekashi 6ix9ine? Do you see him sticking around?
You know what? And that's what Charlamagne brought up. He was like, look, will you be around next year? And we talked about Young M.A., which is a dope artist, can rap and everything, but it's like people just rapping over other people's beat. Like, what do we have? So it's like, that's really the test. You could be hot this year, you could be hot this month and be gone. So we will see. Right now, I mean, the dude's killing it on the Billboard chart, and we talked about it. The comparisons. We could talk about him being compared to Onyx, DMX. Let's talk about his rapping. Is he a mumble rapper? Can we put him in the box with all them like Lil Xan and cats like that now?
I did at first. When I first initially saw this dude, I was like, oh, he's no different than your little pump, pimp, whatever the fuck. He's no different than them. And then from listening to him, first off, he's not, I can't listen to him too long. I can't listen to a body of work of Tekashi 6ix9ine, but I'm not listening from a 21-year-old perspective or ear.
Right.
I'm in a totally different realm than that.
Right.
So for that, I understand that, and I'm not tripping on that. But I would put him in front of like your Lil Yachty. I think he's a better listener than the Lil Yachty. I mean, he's screaming and all that stuff, but I can honestly understand what he's saying. I can hear him. You know what I mean? He's not my flavor of music necessarily, and I'm not condoning. I wouldn't have my son or my daughter listening to him necessarily because of the message he's portraying. But at the end of the day, he's not mumbling. You understand every word he's saying. He's not on the same flow as anybody else, to be perfectly honest with you, because Charlamagne said that Cardi B's the queen of New York and she's the king right now, or whatever. She's the top. He don't sound much different than her. The flows and the draws are no different. I think I heard Gumbo, or what's that, Gunmo, whatever that's from Gumbo. Yeah, that flow is no different. Dun and dun, and Same flow as Cardi B. So I'm like, damn, these is real. There's really no different, and that might just go to the culture of New York sound and where that's going nowadays. Now, what do you think about him saying no one's ever checked me in New York? I'm sitting in New York right now. No one has ever checked me. That's some real slick shit he said. And maybe somebody should pop upside his head. But what do you think about none of the OGs checking him or vouching for him? What do you think about that?
Well, New York is different. You know, New York, it goes from the extreme to being a police state, and then you go like you get shot in New York. You know what I mean? In certain parts of New York. So, you know, being as though that's where he's from, he's going to have most protection there. That's like when we in our state, we got the most protection here. But once you go to another state, you're vulnerable. When you go to Detroit, Houston, Cali, now you got to play by their rules because you may have 15, 20, but they got 1,000. You know what I mean? So now you got to kind of, that's what the whole checking in thing comes from with tricky cats like that. And it's disrespect. Matter of fact, I think Fad, they had the show in the city yesterday.
Yeah.
Then everybody went to Philly after that. So, you know, they go in and check with the different cats in Philly, you know what I mean, and join up with them, you know what I mean? And that's just how it works in any city you go in the hip hop business. And I heard Tekashi was like, look, man, and I understand to a certain extent. He's like, look, to a certain extent, I'm going to these places regardless. And he's saying like, look, man, I don't have to really check in with certain people. But then if you don't do that, then you have to, you know.
Does that go to the disrespect to the youth nowadays? I mean, what exactly is wrong with checking in? What's his real issue with checking in? Does he feel like it's a disrespect thing? He's just above somebody else. He has this level of arrogance where he doesn't have to check in. Because I don't really see a problem. I think if me and you went to a certain situation and we had to just go holler at the OG, me and you had to go do an interview somewhere in the hood. So you know what I mean? Somewhere in somebody's city at the end of the day. And we did it and we walked into a situation and didn't go check in. We'd be wrong for that.
Right.
We'd be wrong for that. Go check in with the people, make sure you got clearance to bring cameras, make sure everything's cool, make sure everyone's straight. That's a respect thing. That don't make me or you less of a man. That just makes you respectful of your territory and your situation. No different than you would want anybody else doing to you.
Right.
So at age or whatever the fuck you got going on doesn't matter. That is where you should get taxed because that is where you're wrong. If you claiming a set, whatever set you claiming or you portraying or if whatever the fuck you say it is, if it's real or not, you should know if it is real to have enough respect in which you're repping and the history behind it to know that when you go to certain places, you got to do certain things the right way.
Right. I'm gonna this is be a good segue to go into the other part. You know, Mike Jr. says sex offender is the biggest thing for me, but music is music, but don't want to support no sex offender. If that is true, so Michael Jr. says that. Now, the Breakfast Club interview, that question was asked. You know, he was accused. I'll let you explain the story of a 13-year-old.
Something along those lines. We got to see if we can pick up that clip because that would be something to listen to him say personally. But he apparently he was 18 years old and he had a 13-year-old girl in the video. He said he's claiming nothing sexual happened. He's claiming from that video, I don't know what ensued, but he got hit with that because he was poor, because he had really no money to claim any kind of defense attorney. He claimed to be he pled a guilty plea and got off on however he got off because he was young, he was scared, they were throwing a book at him, wherever, what have you. He addressed it right on, head on. He knew that they would call him a pedophile and all this nonsense, but he addressed it head on. And I mean, at the end of the day, if there was no real sexual contact with a female and things like that, we've seen this in a lot of situations. I mean, we've seen in the situations where 18-year-olds have a 16-year-old and they get caught up. No, I'm not condoning any of that. I would knock him clean out his motherfucking boots of hair if he touched my daughter. Clear, plain and simple. But we've seen the situation, and it also needs to be noted that he said that she was claiming to be a certain age within the video. So there was some kind of paperwork and IDs wasn't done correctly or something like that. So what do you say if there was no sexual contact involved and it was a 13-year-old minor in a video and that's all it was? Is he really a pedophile?
I mean, you know, first of all, I don't know the situation. That's just his side of the story. I don't want to really put too much onto that, you know, but he's saying that there was no sexual contact and whatnot. The dude's out, but he did plead, you know, not guilty. You know,
no, he pleaded guilty.
He pled guilty to the you know, offense. So yeah. I mean, like, you know, people was saying he a pedo, but you know, until the facts come out, you know, that is what it is. You know, I can't. It's not. I can really say I wasn't there.
Did Birdman kiss Lil Wayne underage?
We seen that, didn't we?
I mean, what the hell is that?
I mean, you know,
was Lil Wayne 18 at the time he got kissed on the mouth?
Actually, I don't. Was he? I don't really know. I think he was young. I mean, it's a lot of stuff, you know, that you know is questionable in hip hop. That you know
what I mean. Facts on that. I'm just saying, like, so I mean, I don't know. Yeah, the pedophile situation. it's going to be with him for the rest of his life, and that's a nice way to spin it. I mean, and who knows, people. The more negative, all attention is great attention, negative, positive. We've seen that perfectly with Donald Trump. He ran a campaign where people hated him, and he's sitting there in office right now laughing at him. We see this young boy. We've seen nothing positive about this kid, even in research, watching everybody. We see the comments. The comments couldn't be more negative, and he talked about that, and it only fuels him. It only fuels his brand. It's like, so if people really wanted him gone, they wouldn't pay him any attention. But he only seems to get more and more. You've seen the game. You've seen Jay Prince. You've seen people all over the place just going kind of in and wanting this dude gone. And he just seems to just build more and more steam. It's a real intelligent ploy that him and his team got going on right now.
Right.
And it's interesting to see if he'll be around in the next couple of years. It's interesting to see.
Right. Definitely. Yeah. So the brother in here said he wants to talk about tax stone. Let me find that situation. I could definitely speak on the whole tax stone situation. I think this is one thing that we can actually speak on, is the whole snitch culture.
Okay.
That goes into that.
Yeah.
What is snitching, what isn't snitching, and a society like if we're ever talking about building a separate society, I mean, you're going to have people who are in the streets, you're going to have civilians. Now, Troy Ave is allegedly supposed to be going to testify. And he was caught up in a situation, with Tax Stone. Shout out to Tax Stone, who's behind bars, excellent podcaster. But it was a sticky situation because they was in a club, Urban Plaza, and one guy got shot. Guy at the gun shot the other guy. So now he's being called forward to testify, but his man was killed. Troy Ave's man, I think his name was Banger, his bodyguard man, something like that, was killed. You know what I mean? Do you think that, snitching, what's your whole perspective on that? Should Troy Ave take the stand? Is he justified because his man was killed?
First off, let me define snitching as it comes to this. When you're in a lifestyle, okay, when you live in a culture, let's call it the gang culture or the gang lifestyle. When you're dealing drugs, if you're doing something outside of the law, what can get you in the law, you got certain codes. You don't snitch. If you get caught doing some shit, you don't snitch on the next man doing the same shit. You don't do that.
Right.
If I'm a civilian within my neighborhood, it is my obligation, my duty to police my neighborhood. We have so many people out here that complain about police not taking care of business. Now, it's up to us at the end of the day, because we know what the police are about in our neighborhood, to police our neighborhood. So if I, a civilian, see a gang member or someone not trying to take care of their business within my community, run through there and shoot a member of my community, it is almost my obligation to make sure that man gets put behind bars. It is what it is. Is that snitching? I don't know. That's me policing my community. Now, if I'm sitting there and I'm in that same culture and we're doing something and something goes wrong and someone gets shot, and then the cops come to me and I say something, oh, you snitching on the utmost degree. You don't say shit in that situation. You're involved in that lifestyle. You understand the rules and the laws within that lifestyle. You abide by those rules. But me sitting out here as a civilian should have every right to be able to police and take care of my community. I see a baby get gunned down. I'm supposed to go, nah, I can't talk to you. Wait a minute. That baby deserves justice. Now, if I'm sitting here banging with you, banging this and this and this, and I get caught up, you say something, that's snitching. So with all that being said, you see Tax Stone, you see Troy Ave in a situation where they just had their back and forth. They were running their mouth and all that stuff, talking big game. Troy Ave talked a real big game. You know what I mean? Uplifted the gang lifestyle all the degree. You know what I mean? So with all that being said, he abided by the rules and regulations in that law. He's seen some ill shit go down, but he's involved in that situation. Should he get on the stand? Should he get on the stand? That's a great question. I know I really haven't answered it yet because it's not easy.
Right.
It's not easy. We and you involved in that lifestyle. I see you get gunned down and they telling me to get on the stand and not get on the stand. It's hard for me to say I'm not. Right. To make sure that you get justice. But in that same situation, it's hard for me not to know that I wouldn't go that other route too and try to seek justice on my own. Yeah. That is what it is. I would have to. You know what I mean? In that situation, how wouldn't you? You would have to go try to seek justice on your own. And understand the rules and regulation, the consequences behind that. But if you're involved in that lifestyle, you know what you signed up for.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And if you living by the street stuff, you got to abide by that to the depth. You know, to the pen. That's just what it is. Once you break that code, because even the police got a code. They not telling on each other. You know what I mean? So once the code is broken, it excommunicated. And that's just what it is. We got to have certain code. Not to say that I agree. I'm gonna leave my personal opinion out of that situation right now. I was gonna see how it develops more, but I lost a brother, so it's messed up when you lose somebody close to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just different emotions. And if you're not in a situation, it's kind of hard to really speak in if you're not in it. So I respect that. But in other news, we got to talk about our man Meek, man.
Yeah.
Once again, at this point, it's definitely getting crazy redundant. Now the governor Tom Wolf has just released a statement pretty much saying that he supports Meek Mill being released, but he's still behind bars, man. And he also comes out and says, look, our criminal justice system is in need of repair. I'm gonna let you speak on this whole. I'm gonna let you go ahead, man.
You the governor of Philly, right? Oh, Pennsylvania, excuse me. You the governor?
The governor.
Don't you got power to change the shit?
You would think so. I mean, his word should be enough at this point, but
I mean, when he said last week, so it just seems it just seems to be words. We all hear it. We all hear the energy. We all know at the end of the day, Meek Mill is unjustly sitting in jail behind bars, and now what goes on 5-6 months? How long has he been in jail? 6 months now?
It's been a while. It's been a while.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's hearing every day, like he probably sitting there every day not knowing what's going on. Every day, could he be out? Could he be out? There's new reports saying that this person's corrupt. This person's corrupt. Judge Brinkley's corrupt. She wanted something with the record. There's outstanding evidence going every which way. Yet he still sits in jail every day. So it's almost like a pawn to play around with Meek Mill. Meek Mill is like, I don't know who he's the new, but he's definitely a polarizing figure right now. He still sits in jail for no
But let's go through it though. Let's just go through it. Like the cop, the arresting officer was already on a list of corrupt cops. They already got him off the force. He's gone. He already, figured out that he lied, on the whole Meek Mill situation. That right there is enough. But then all the conflict of interest with Judge Brinkley, asking Meek to do stuff on the side, showing up at different places, violating him. And, I put a clip, on this channel y'all can find, I think the name of the video is why Meek Mill's a marked man, because he actually went on the Breakfast Club and even talked about the struggles he was having back then with little conflict and, scheduling issues, and stuff like that. So it once again, it highlights the criminal justice system, how it's in need of an overhaul, not a repair, but an overhaul, like a total washing and something new, because it's unjust and people is losing family members are losing assets and stuff sitting in jail. I mean, Meek Mill sitting in jail, man, is losing money. You got people that he take care of, that relies on him for a system that's, I'm just gonna say it, fucked up at the end of the day. So,
well, I don't think either one of us think he'll see the complete 4 years of his sentence. But at the end of the day, how long do you see Meek Mill sitting in jail?
Any day, 1 day too long is, hour. Your freedom being taken is too long. You know what I mean? That's just what I think.
It is, yeah. I mean, I couldn't agree more with that. Shout out to Meek Mill. Free motherfucking Meek Mill, man. Get that brother out of jail. Get him back to his family. Yes, we already know he probably lost excess of $30 million sitting in there between lawyer fees and legal fees and things like that. And that's not to mention, like you said, the loss that people and his family out here losing. That brother, we already know how that goes. You know what I mean? Once you get into fame and get the money, the amount of responsibility you have, it doesn't just go to the people. It doesn't just go to you. You know what I mean? You have your family out here to take care of. At the end of the day, shout out. You are on the Uncensored Truth, Sandman, Oh God podcast, viral hip hop news Uncensored. We are live. You got Darren's Coffee, Hip Hop News Uncensored Coffee in the building and in the description box right now. We are in here, man. We are doing the damn thing, enjoying ourselves. Y'all shout out y'all cities and zip codes in the comment section right now of the live chat. We'll make sure we get y'all on. What else y'all want to talk about, man? I see a lot of dope comments in there right now.
Yes, sir.
Word up. Sir. Let's see. We got Meek is just fine. He got out. He'll be doing 100K. A show, relax. And you know what? It's interesting that brother said that, because I couldn't agree more. Will this will obviously rise his popularity? Meek gonna come out and it's gonna be on fucking fire. But is that worth the reward?
You say that you sitting in jail and say somebody gonna be okay. You sit up in jail and say, "Oh, you gonna be okay?" Nah, man. I understand what you're saying, but don't nobody want to be in that fucking hellhole, man. Unless you was in there.
919 Raleigh, Texas, stand up. Oh God, I couldn't agree more, man. Like, yeah, he gonna be selling records and stuff. But you think Meek Mill thinking about that, sitting there eating that bullshit, sleeping on that cot, away from his family, away from things, seeing all this shit going on out here? I think he'd rather be free, man. Honest to God, that's my definite 1-2 on that. For sure. What else we got, oh God? What you got over there?
Yes, sir. I want to try to go ahead and hit that like button for me. Hit the like button and make sure you share this video. Also, go into the description box and in the comment section and hit this link right here and buy some of our first original coffee blend right now. Y'all make sure y'all buy that now. Also, in the viral hip hop chat room, brother Darren dropped that link in there.
Better do that. 612 yes, sir. Minneapolis was good. NYC BK, what it do? South by Southwest, Austin was dope. I was out there last year. Shout out to Austin, Texas. It was definitely dope out there. South by Southwest is wild, man. We got to check that out next year. We got the BET Awards June 24th in Los Angeles, California. Trying to get out there, man.
Beaumont, Texas, Bad News VA. What up?
Absolutely, absolutely. What else y'all got out there, man? Y'all leave us some stuff, man. What y'all want to talk about out there? We'll open it up to y'all real quick. What y'all got?
Yeah, you got anything real quick? Throw it in the chat room. You got a topic. We'll do it before we get out of here.
Yes, sir.
Tonight, Wakanda forever.
Wakanda. You got to see that again, man.
Yeah, definitely. Philly, what up, Philly? D-Deck Sound, what's going on? Philly all day. What up, what up?
Where Jersey at, man? Shout out to you in Jersey right now. Where Jersey at?
Shout out, what's my man? You gonna get him at the end, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what? Now, 710 East Landis Ave. One love. Shout out to my brother Ange, man. Shout out to my girl Vanessa. Art Gallery. We know God was over there. You know what I mean? Buying our art. You know what I mean? Trying to get our stuff that appreciates with value. You understand what I'm saying? Trying to get our CEO on. What did you think about that, man? I've been telling you about the art gallery, telling you about the tat spot. You know what I mean? I'm all tatted up. I get my stuff done over there. Yes, what was your first thoughts of that gallery, man? And shout out. And if you're in the chat room right now, put out your stuff in there right now, man. Shout us out.
Yeah, definitely, man. It was a beautiful, beautiful experience. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be uploading a video probably tonight with me going in there talking to the owner right here on Hip Hop News. You know, Uncensored. Y'all want to make sure that y'all go, hit that subscribe button, and get that notification when I drop that video. It was a beautiful experience, and we're going to be actually doing our podcast out of there also.
Yeah,
so y'all be able to see, live, the beautiful art, and then just the business aspect of somebody, taking the thought and bringing it into fruition. I just love business, man. Whether it be hip hop, I did detail. I've done a lot of things, so I just love the aspect of growing business. So that brother's, on his way, and I'm just glad to be. In a partnership with that brother, one hand wash the other.
And it's real dope how they got it going on over there. I can't wait for y'all to see it. But the culture is so integrated in it. I mean, they had Benny the Butcher over there. They had Danny Devastation over there. They had China Mac over there. Shout out to what's our man, Fat Boy SSE. He about to come through over there. You know what I mean? Yes, so it's so much stuff going over there on 710 East Landis Ave. We will let y'all know when that joint grand opens. It's going to be real, real dope. Shout out to all you moguls out here doing big things. If you do closing, if you have any clothing line, got to make sure he drops the description link in the description box. Excuse me. Send y'all stuff in, man. We would love to promote your stuff on here on the Uncensored Truth podcast, live at Viral Hip Hop News and Hip Hop News Uncensored. We're gonna get that channel up too soon, man. Right?
Yeah.
A couple things going on with that.
Also, what we're gonna do. All right. Somebody said shout out to Danny Devastation. No doubt.
Danny Devastation. Yeah, we'll get her on soon too.
We're gonna actually bring the call-in number on Thursday. We had a call-in number. We'll have like a 15-minute segment where you can call in and talk to us directly. Man, it's gonna be real dope. So we just moving along, trying to the channel's actually already up. You know what I'm saying? We had the channel up, but we want to give it to y'all first.
So. And it's some things we got going on, man. We're trying to do it right. We see all the podcasts out here and how they doing it, and it's respect to all of them. We trying to make sure that we up there at the top of the level. So we got things going on, and that's why we're bringing it to you live right now on these certain channels and things like that. Let's see what we got on.
What do you think about that question right there? I think that's something we left out with the
Charlemagne situation. All right, I'll read it live. I wanted to say Charlemagne was a hypocrite for saying 6ix9ine was creating a bad atmosphere for his behavior when he does the same thing almost every day. I'll let you talk about that first.
I mean,
because I don't necessarily agree with all that right now.
I don't agree with, but you did say that Charlemagne got checked. We went over that. I think Charlemagne's just doing what he's doing. Is being a media personality that's controversial. At the end of the day, I don't think he means no harm with nobody. I mean, to be honest, I was inspired by that to even get in. That's a whole nother story. Watching the Breakfast Club a long time ago when he first started, before they was real hot like that, and just watching that style of journalism, just asking the tough questions. So I love it. I don't see nothing wrong with it.
I'm gonna tell you why I think he got checked, because he's a real bookhead. He's a real intricate reader. And I've seen a lot of people when we were getting into our segment about 6ix9ine saying he used the 48 laws of power on them.
Right.
And that's what Charlemagne does to a T. Like, he knows how to get into your head, kind of manipulate the situation and gear the situation in the conversation to where he wants it to go.
Right.
And then he can manufacture however he wants. Well, 6ix9ine just one-upped him on that. A young 21-year-old rainbow-haired kid with fucking rainbow teeth. use the 48 laws of power and up the dude that's supposed to be doing this the best 28 years in journalism. We grew up listening to Charlamagne the God. He ain't too far in age of us, but we watched him on Power 99 growing up. Yes, definitely fans of Charlamagne the God, no matter what he kind of flack he gets out here. And what do you think about the conversation of him being a culture vulture or bad for the culture? Because he's written a book. He's always all I hear him doing is uplifting the culture. I mean, if anything, people say he's also a racist. What do you think about Charlamagne the God? What is your opinion now? After basically knowing his entire career, what do you think of Charlamagne now?
I don't think he's a vulture, man.
I don't either, not at all.
I think he's good. I think he's great, for the culture, because he brought a lot of people on his show, but he brought up a lot of discussions that I never even heard in the mainstream before, like that. It'd be like serious discussion. Like you can now go on a Breakfast Club and hear anything now, as and that being a syndicated show that's all over the world. I think that's great because now you're getting topics that's trending, that mean stuff to us that we can actually, they're going to talk about. And as we know that hip hop, runs the world. So, I think he's brought that edge that we need to media to be raw, uncensored, in your face, like we all over here. Absolutely. I love it.
It's dope. And you know what? A lot of people, as soon as we brought up the name Charlamagne the God, you see a ton of negative shit throw all in my comment section.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it's like, do y'all still watch his Instagram post when he drops something just to drop that hate? Do you still drop and watch the Breakfast Club every night just to drop that hate? Do you still watch him on YouTube just to drop the hate on Charlamagne? Right. Aren't you helping him still? If you really didn't care, it's the currency at the end of the day. So he's doing exactly what he wants to do. He loves to be hated. He's in his bag. He knows what he's doing, and he's winning. I don't think he cares what anybody has to say. I'm trying to still read his book, Black Privilege. I've been meaning to get that for a while, man, just to see his perspective. Because, like I said, he's a poor dude from South Carolina, and he rose up to do this. He got a jaw still, and I mean that in a literal term, where he can take anything, any jab. You know what I mean? And it was funny because 6ix9ine seemed to be one of the few to kind of get under his skin and make him come out of his box a little bit. That's why I give that young dude a little more credit than what a lot of people do.
You think he'll be on next year though?
Tekashi?
Yeah.
No.
Woo.
No.
Yeah. I just don't see it. I'm not trying to be a hater or nothing.
I don't.
But I think just the way that hip hop changes, and it'll be another cat probably with something different now.
He's gonna have to come out. His lyrics. At the end of the day, the gimmicks are great and they come fast, and the wave is crazy. We seen Panda, we seen Designer. You know what I mean? We seen Young M.A. There's a wave that comes through so quick, but waves come and they go. And at the end of the day, when you don't really come with any content or come with the full package, when you don't have that charisma to keep people enamored with what you're doing when the music ain't going, and when you don't have that lyrical content, that substance to go with it, you don't see a lot of people sustaining the longevity.
You don't think he has that? I mean, shit. You don't got to use. First of all, you said that he's not a mumble rapper. He got the social media on lock. He's got the billboards on lock. So why wouldn't he? That's
please don't get my comments twisted. Just because I said he's not a mumble rapper does not mean I said he's a good lyricist. I also said I don't want to listen to that motherfucker. Not every mumble rapper, not every non-mumble rapper, can rap. It just is what it is. I didn't say he can rap. I didn't say that.
His music. If you're on the billboard, like what I mean, he's gonna be here. Like what I mean. That's not going nowhere.
Panda was on the billboard.
But does he? I mean, he has the other stuff that these other rappers don't have, right or wrong?
I mean, he's getting anything that he's dropped right now is charting.
That's what I'm saying.
Outside of that, what is he got though? He's hot right now. He's super hot right now. That doesn't mean it's sustained that he's going to be here in a year from now. That doesn't mean he's going to get longevity. It doesn't. Now, at the end of the day, well, his social media is that big X factor in that, because that's not going anywhere. Well, he continued popular in that, but I mean, you had Iggy was popular too. Where the fuck is she at?
Yeah,
Iggy.
We'll see.
Iggy, you know what? Real quick, just to talk about female MCs. Shout out to Rhapsody, because we had a conversation on here, and I can't believe I forgot about Rhapsody. Who are the top female MCs? And we put.
And you know what? I forgot one too. Go ahead.
We're gonna talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk.
Because I put a lot of people on my list, and I'm gonna reiterate that list, because there's a Rhapsody right now, to me, will shred any one of my female rappers I put on my list at all. Rhapsody, you understand what I'm saying? Remy, she ain't got nothing for her. Cardi ain't got shit for her. Nicki ain't got nothing for her. Right. Rhapsody right now is one of the hottest young lyricists in the game.
Okay, she ain't better than Lauryn Hill.
What?
She ain't better than Lauryn Hill.
This ain't 96, my G.
No. Ooh, Lauryn Hill's the best ever.
This ain't okay. Well, we're not talking the best. This ain't 96, my G. We're talking right now.
Okay, he's talking about right.
What the fuck is Lauryn Hill done right now?
She's better than Remy. You think she's better than Remy?
I know she's better than Remy.
Fuck out of here.
Lyrically, it's dudes that ain't touching Rhapsody right now.
All right.
There's dudes that ain't touching Rhapsody. Her lyric, when you listen to some of her, she's like, oh my God.
You must have forgot.
This female got bars.
You must have forgot that Remy Ma came from the Terror Squad. You forget about that? And all them motherfuckers can rap.
I got good for them.
And Pat, she got Pat Poops. Come on.
Good for him.
All right.
Good for them. And I got no, Remy is dope. Remy was #1, but once you still, we're going to break down some bars.
Remy's a battle rapper too.
Absolutely.
So she'd get it right across in your face and like, you know what I mean? Even on Love and Hip Hop, don't nobody fuck with Remy.
I mean, she got that clout. She'll knock a motherfucker clean cold.
She'll shoot you.
She's real. You understand what I'm saying? But let's keep all that aside.
Right.
I don't think that she has anything lyrically for this young Rhapsody right now, at all.
You know,
we gotta sit down and listen to some of her bars and listen to some of her stuff and really break down what that young girl's out here doing right now. I believe she was on the Black Panther soundtrack, and that was a monster soundtrack too. Shout out to that. Kendrick Lamar curated soundtrack out here doing big things right now.
Roxanne Shante, shout out to them.
Roxanne Shante is definitely dope. You know what I mean? Absolutely. The upcoming female rapper. There's a lot of new female rappers up here in the wave and killing the game right now in a genre where we only seen one woman trying, like almost at the top, and a lot of them kind of weavered underneath that. We see a whole slew of young female rappers out here really just getting busy, and I couldn't love it anymore. Yeah. Somebody said I have respectfully disagreed. Remy is the illest, yo. Real rap, respectfully. Someone said I respectfully disagree. Remy is the illest, and it goes 1-2. We got to give Rhapsody some time. You understand what I'm saying? She got some longevity in this game. Her bars are nasty. She might be getting got by Remy right now, but give her some time. She will be around here in the future. There's no doubt about it.
Cop back and bust rhymes at your sneakers, man. You remember that? Back in the day? Remy, man. Big pun. But anyway, rest in peace.
Yeah, big pun. Rest in peace for sure.
We got a question. I'm actually going to throw this. Somebody asked who Rhapsody is, but we'll get to that.
Okay.
I understand. Somebody put Lee Mays in. Okay. Shout out to Lee Mays in Philly.
Yep.
Somebody's asking. Let me get to that comment. I just seen it. Mike Jr. once again. He's asking about DJ Vlad. I guess he's asking about the culture vulture aspect. I wanted to throw that one out to you if you wanted to get in that. If you want to defer.
So what is he? Cool. What is he asking? What is he asking?
He's asking. I'm thinking he's piggybacking. I'm just seeing a comment. He's saying, do they think the same? He says, Mike Jr. says, they say the same thing about Vlad. What do they think about that? That's all he has. And we was talking about the vulture, so I'm guessing he's saying that. But I'll give him an opportunity, Mike Jr. Put the question in there one more time, and then we'll get back to you. While we're listening, everybody hit the like button and make sure you share this video on both platforms. Hit the like button and make sure you share this video. Okay, he didn't put the question in there again, so I'll wait for him, and I'll you got any questions over there on that side?
Absolutely. I'm running through the comment section right now. There's a lot of people making comments. Shout out to all y'all. I don't see too many questions.
Young on fire.
Young M.A. on fire. I mean, she dropped a new mixtape, and people are cool with the singles and the mixtapes, but they want to see a body of work from Young M.A.
There you go.
I think Young M.A. needs a body of work, and until she does, she'll always be just that what if in hip hop, and she'll be that big question, that what if in hip hop at the end of the day.
He confirmed. Mike Jr.
Vlad is the top vulture. Mike Jr.
He was saying, you got
Rhapsody. Hell, I'm telling you, bro.
No.
Oh, what's
about
up?
The Vlad. Mike Jr. was talking about the Vlad. He confirmed that. Yeah, he's asking if Vlad's a culture vulture.
Is Vlad a culture vulture?
That's what he's asking.
Yes, Vlad is a culture vulture, but Vlad is the culture vulture thanks to us. And I say that because when Vlad TV came out, when all the nonsense came out, we clamored to it. We ran to it. We were fans of it. We fed it, we nurtured it, we watched it grow. And now it is what it is. And now we want to call it a vulture for it. Well, cool. In order for that to stop, we got to support the people who aren't vulturing the culture and support them and build them up and keep it away from there. Because at the end of the day, if you could call him a vulture, but still watch what he got going on with Vlad TV, with the Lord Jamars, with the Godfreys, because he has some real good people on there. It's hard not to watch, but in order for you to stop the vulturing, you got to start watching. At the end of the day, so is he a vulture? Sure. Can we blame anybody?
But this is the thing, though. In the society that we live in, you're able to put your product out there and let the people decide. So you put the Vlad TVs up, you put the Breakfast Club, you put the This Is 50s up, and you let the people decide. So the other people have to step their game up because, like you said, he has great people, good people that come on the platform, and he's exposing all those beef points and everything, and that's just what he do. And they're building this platform. We understand that, but I guess the question will be like, we can't, like you said, we really can't follow him. at the end of the day. We can't fault them, but it's like people. Do you think that people need to step up their game also? Because we've seen that the fact that they came in with Complex and Vlad is they came in and they did everything the right way. They went in corporate. They made sure they dotted their T's and they crossed all their I's at the end of the day.
Somebody just said, somebody just said, I got to get this comment in here. He has a smorgasbord of content. He had something for everyone. That is a real deep comment to point on, because at the end of the day, he made sure he crossed all his T's and dotted all of his I's. Like he said, social media, he made sure he had on lock. The YouTube, he made sure he had on lock. Google, he did the things that, because you had a lot of people when Vlad was ascending within the game of what he has going on that were above him. But the difference between the Vlads and the other people were he made sure that he took care of the business on the analytical side and the other things to make sure that he was promoted in the biggest scene out there. And he made sure that he touched all avenues and made sure they absolutely were touched. Now, at the end of the day, like I said, we can complain about the vulture, or we can almost steal his culture or take the blueprint and just do the same thing. The problem is with us, we don't cross all our T's and dot all of our I's. See, our content is amazing. Our content's amazing. The love is there at the end of the day, but if we don't know how to put it properly into people's faces, if we don't know how to disseminate, if we don't have our avenues all taken care of by either social media, merchandising, things like that, there's not an avenue he doesn't cover right now. And he takes the most popular people in our culture, because if you notice, he's grabbing the academics, he grabbed the drink trends, he's grabbing all of the stuff that we're enamored to, and ain't even putting their name in front of it. That Complex News of Vlad, they're not putting their names in front of that, but they're still mooching and making money off of it. So we gotta cut the infrastructure from the leg and start putting that into other places in order for that kind of shit to stop.
Right. And it's going to take us. That's the the movement that we all definitely see. The strategy that was put in place, and we're moving expeditiously to be right there. Within the next few years. So I'm gonna definitely give a shout out to my man Darren Marion, who's definitely spearheading that, because when you look even with the owner of Complex, he did an interview. He spoke about putting the right people on the squad, to making sure you have the right people on the team, because sometimes you might have the wrong people on the team that's not going to give it what they're supposed to give it. And you got to make sure you cut the fat. So you got to have somebody who's going to be consistently, it's just like anything else. Sometimes you hire people and it don't work out on the job, but you make sure you get that right team and you can make magic. So it could definitely happen. And then I think a lot of people are complaining because the wave changed on them and they weren't able, to have the adaptability to adapt to the changing environment, and they just got beat at their own game. And now a lot of people is crying. I'm the type of cat that's going to come in and be competitive and beat you. We're going to beat you. Viral hip hop and hip hop news is going to beat you. That's just what it is. We ain't going to complain about it. We're just going to match you content for content, post for post.
Do you think Vlad TV and Complex News had an upper hand because of their race? Do you think because they are Jewish, descent or whatever they are, that they had an upper hand? And will we ever I'm asking the question because the answer is firmly in my fuck yeah, we're gonna tear this shit up, period. But do you think that they got an upper hand in gaining their success, and this is why they are where they are right now?
Well, we know that. First, I'll say Q from World Star Hip Hop. He got the #1 still to this day. So he's #1. Just keep, he's dead, but his company's still, here. We know that Vlad, sued Rick Ross. He got beat up by Rick Ross's crew and all that. So he had a round of funded and all that. But they just made. You're asking me, do they have an upper hand? I think definitely, because for whatever reason, even now you will have people that would rather go to a Vlad or Complex. Even the rappers that complain about them, I can call them out. I ain't gonna say their name right now, but they the ones that complaining about them. Y'all was on there doing the sneaker shopping with them. Y'all was on there doing all that. So why are you complaining now when you done gave them 2-3 million views and done help build their brand up? You know what I mean? So just like, I think they had an unfair advantage. We got to stop complaining, man. Fuck all that at the end of the day. We always, that's just like somebody being bigger and stronger. You got to find a way to do it. And that's where we're at. We got to find the way to do it. There's too much information out here at this point for us not to be able to do the same thing and even better.
So, if he continues to win, we can't blame anybody but us.
He's going to continue to win. People are going to continue supporting, but we're going to continue to win too.
It got to. The fuck else you got to do?
Right. That's what I look at it. And just like they got to where they're at, other people can get to where they're at, and even bigger. That's what's going to happen.
They took a chance. They put money into their brand. They believed in it, and they kept it going. And at the end of the day, they did things that other motherfuckers didn't want to do. And that is what it is. Can't complain. Just can only.
But they are culture vultures.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt about it.
Called out They need to be exposed. But your people, it's like we can talk all day, Dame Dash, Nipsey Hussle, but it's the people who got to ultimately make the decision. We're not saying that you even got to come here. We're saying you make the decision. The platforms, there's no corporate influence, so go to those platforms where the people are real and they're independent, and begin to support those platforms, and just find them out there. But if y'all like the brother said, y'all continue to support these people and call them culture vultures, what are you talking about? Supporting, you put money in his pocket. It was just silly at the end of the day.
Facts. The Uncensored Truth Sandman Oga podcast live on Viral Hip Hop News Uncensored. Make sure y'all put y'all cities and links in the description box and comment section so we can shout y'all out. We on here, man. We don't got much more going on. We about to hang this up. But yeah, man, we talking. We in the building. Shout out to One Love Tattoo, 710 East Landis Avenue, Vineland. Shout out to Angie, my girl Vanessa, man. Yes, sir. We in the building. What you got over there, oh God?
Yes, sir. I want to give a shout out to my man Jay Murray, who just left a super chat. Also, I want to give a shout out to my main man Darren of Rattel SCO. That's my man right there. I really appreciate that, brother. He's in the chat room right now. Also, he's going to drop the link to our first official product. Right now, we have our own hip hop coffee roast. This is us. This is all us right here. Hip hop coffee roast. The link will be in the description in the chat room right now.
Make sure y'all stay tuned for the official clothing wear and official pair of Viral Hip Hop News and Hip Hop News Uncensored, the Uncensored Truth coming real soon. Make sure y'all go up top and hit that like button. Leave a comment in the comment section. We are in the building. H-Town was good. We were talking about taking a trip out to H-Town real soon. What else y'all got over there? We out of here.
We everywhere.
We everywhere.
We everywhere.
We out of here and everywhere. Now, we're still in the building, man. We still going to do our thing.
Yeah, we got a few more. We'll stay in for a few more minutes.
Good. Okay, is the Jesus in Merrill good for the culture?
You know what? I haven't watched a lot of those. I haven't watched a lot of them. You know what I mean? So I can't make that, assessment right now. I'll let you answer. But what I did see, they got a decent platform, a good platform. We can't take that away from them. But I can't answer that because I haven't watched enough of them.
They're very talented. They're good at what they do. I haven't watched enough of them either to gain an opinion, a proper opinion, to sit here on the platform and talk about them like that. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, I know that they use a lot of comedy in their repertoire. I know that they like to poke fun and troll. I guess that's the word nowadays. Nashville, what up? You know what I mean? Actually, the Jesus and Merrill are pretty good for the culture. Okay, yeah, what do y'all say? Drop y'all links in the comment section right now, because I haven't personally really watched too much of the stuff. I seen the Breakfast Club interview with them, and obviously Envy caught feelings over that. And what do you think about that? It was all that justified? Did Envy get too personal? Was he in his feelings?
He got into his feelings, at the end of the day. But that's one of those things, like the camera's on, it happened, just piece it up and move forward. Don't talk about the nigga wife no more, then whatever. That's one of those things, right?
Yeah, when trolling goes wrong, we can all get caught up in a situation where we joking and laughing and say some shit we don't mean. Apologize and move forward. It is what it is. LA, what up, man? What up? Shout out to you. What's your zip code, LA? Where you at? 818? Shout that out. But yeah, we are on here in the building right now.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna give a shout out to TJ Stevens. Peace to you. You wanted to shout out, so I gotta give it to him. Peace.
Word up.
We in here. But I guess with that being said, man, we ain't got nothing else, and we definitely appreciate y'all watching the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother Old God and Sam Man from Viral Hip Hop News. Make sure everybody on both platforms hit the like button and make sure they share this video and make it go viral. We're gonna need y'all support to continue to grow the platform, but we're also gonna be giving back to y'all. Next time we have a show, which would be tomorrow.
Yep, we're going live tomorrow night, right? 7:30, 8 o'clock prime time for our usual Monday, Thursday prime time show.
I'm gonna make sure that I give an address out where you guys can send some merch, and that way we'll be able to wear. Like I got the Wakanda stuff on, because we don't want to really wear the brands like this on here per se. We'd rather wear it and give back, So we want to continue to grow the platform, and that just is what it is. Oh, my man 50 Loke. Shout out to 50 Loke too.
Yeah, 323-612. What's good? 937. What did it do? 410. My bad. What up?
Yes, sir.
London in the house from NYC. What's good? 15th and Irvin on the block. What up?
Yes, sir. I'm gonna give a shout out to my man 50 Loke.
Yes, sir.
In the building right now. He said, "Love the coffee." He said, "Keep the funk alive, fellas." Also, hit that like button. And I'm gonna give it up. We out of here, man. This is the end of Hip Hop on News. Uncensored Truth Viral Podcast.
Peace out. We appreciate y'all. We out of here. One love.